So there we go. A generation of Aston Villa fans can now say they've seen us beat Bayern Munich and they've seen us win in Rotterdam. How about that? What a night for Aston Villa. What a victory in the Europa League. 2-0 over Feyenoord, returning to the place where we once conquered all of Europe. A real special night, and it felt like all the stars have aligned the last couple of years to go back and beat Bayern Munich and to beat Feyenoord as well. It must have been a real special trip for those that travelled over. I would have loved to have gone. I'm sure there was people there that were there over 40 years ago to see us win the European Cup, and then to go again must have been really nostalgic and a real special trip. My dad was over there when we won the European Cup over in Rotterdam, and he tells me a lot about it and how special that was. And wow, I couldn't even imagine seeing Villa lift the Champions League. You know, we got to the quarter-final last year, which was a special journey in itself. But hopefully this Europa League campaign can be the time that people like myself finally see Villa lift some silverware, other than the playoff trophy as well. But that doesn't really count, does it? But yeah, so a real special game yesterday for more reasons than just it being the second game of the Europa League, and a real statement victory from Aston Villa as well, which we're going to talk about today, and all the talking points of that victory over Feyenoord. What a night for Villa, and what a night for Unai Emery. All the doubters, all the closet blue noses saying that he needs to get sacked, all gone very, very quiet now, haven't they? Never doubt Unai Emery and never doubt this Villa team. He was always going to turn it around. Just over a week ago it was a crisis, wasn't it? But now look, everything is looking rosy. And of course, we never doubted it, did we? We absolutely never doubted things were going to turn around. I don't think we won in our first 5 or 6 in all competitions, and now we look almost like we could go and win the next 6. So who knows? Things are very much on the up, and I've definitely got an extra spring in my step. Now Aston Villa are winning football games again. And we'll also take a little look at the Burnley game coming up on Sunday. Another good opportunity for Villa to pick up 3 points. But yeah, let's talk about last night. Like I say, a real statement victory for Villa to go to a tough place away in Europe. Probably, I would say, our toughest game in this league phase. Feyenoord have started off in the Eredivisie very strongly. I think they've won 5 or 6 out of their 6 or 7 games. Top in the league. Look, we all know the quality of the Eredivisie is poor. It is a bit of a farmers' league. I know that's disrespectful, but we've played Ajax in recent years. We absolutely rolled them over. We played AZ Alkmaar, smashed them as well. So Feyenoord probably was the toughest test of the lot, and it proved to be, because first half they were pretty good. Probably could have had a goal as well, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, it was a real statement victory from Villa to go there and get 3 points. I was saying, because it seemed like a very lively atmosphere. They were well behind their team, wasn't they? Give them a big lift. I thought if Villa can go and get a result here, it's a real statement that we can definitely go far, go all the way in this tournament, and really show why we are the favourites, and show our quality, our Premier League quality, our Champions League quality of last season as well. And that is starting to click, and it's starting to come back again, isn't it? And the lineup, I was pleased to see Emery go strong. I think he pretty much went almost at full strength, didn't he? Obviously, the notable omission was Emi Martinez, who doesn't seem to work midweeks, does he? He seems to book his or take his annual leave for midweek shifts, but he dropped out just before kickoff, didn't he? And Marco Bizot stepped in. Almost very similar to that when we won the European Cup, where Nigel Spink stepped in as well. I think he came on in like the 9th minute or something. So it was a bit different, but again, a keeper filling in last minute and doing an absolutely fantastic job as well. And that was a performance that Spinksy would have been proud of, wouldn't he? Because Marco Bizot was brilliant last night. And to be honest, when I saw the change, I wasn't. It didn't send any shivers through me like it would have this time a year ago when Robin Olsen was stepping in. I hate to keep digging Robin Olsen out, but even since he's left. However, Marco Bizot is one hell of a backup goalkeeper, isn't he? And for me, I think he deserves to keep the shirt on Sunday afternoon against Burnley. I think it would send a good message that if you play well, if you're playing form, you're going to keep your place. And I think Marco Bizot deserves that. Obviously, Emi Martinez is struggling with something. Obviously, with what happened through the summer, we're always going to have our doubts. Oh, does he want to play? Is he just backing out? Is he not that interested? I don't think it's that. I do think he's genuinely struggling with something. It seems like a calf injury, I think they said. So, because he's in and out, he's in and out, isn't he? And if there's any doubt over him, for the weekend. Just play Marco Bizot because he's such a good goalkeeper. I think he made 8 saves last night, and again another case for him to be man of the match. I think you could say in three out of the 4 or so games that he's played, he's arguably been man of the match. I mean, a terrific performance from him, absolutely brilliant. And be interesting to see if Martinez, if he doesn't play this weekend, does he go away with Argentina? I think he probably will, and I think that will probably upset a few Villa fans as well. I'm not going to read too much into it. Look, if Emi Martinez is fit, he plays, doesn't he? He's one of the world's best goalkeepers. We can't just forget that. We saw his heroics against Everton a few weeks ago. But Marco Bizot is more than an able deputy, and he was absolutely brilliant last night. I can't stop singing his praises. It was funny to see his post on Instagram and the players getting involved with the Unai Emery quote of the Marco Bizot in that pre-game interview a few weeks ago. I think it was Emi Buendia and Emi Martinez himself just commenting Marco Bizot. So it's good to see the team are getting involved on that joke as well. But yeah, so that was the notable change really. Obviously, Evan Gesson kept his place. Ian Maatsen came in, which I was really pleased to see. I've been calling for Ian Maatsen to play more. I think he was pretty good in his homeland yesterday. It was good to see him put in a decent performance. Pau Torres was absolutely outstanding, wasn't he? He coming forward with the ball, he was passing back to his best. That's what we associate with a Pau Torres performance. I thought he was absolutely brilliant yesterday, and there's no chance he comes out of that team now. I know Tyrone Mings is injured anyway, but Pau Torres plays that game. I love Tyrone Mings, and I was calling for Tyrone Mings to start at the start of the season, and there were certain games last year I think Tyrone Mings could have played, but Pau Torres, wow, he was really back to the 4th place finish, Pau Torres. And look, he's Unai Emery's man, isn't he? And so what Pau Torres does is so integral to what makes an Unai Emery side click. So it does need to work for Pau Torres. So I'm pleased to see him rediscovering his form again, and Ezri Konsa alongside him, just majestic Rolls Royce of a defender. I think he's one of the best in the Premier League. Goes under the radar all the time. He's absolutely fantastic. Him and Mark Gahey have to be the partnership for England. But I'm not bothered about that. I'm only bothered about Aston Villa at the moment. But yeah, Buendia kept his shirt, deservedly so as well. We'll get on to him. Morgan Rogers is just going to stay in there, isn't he? Evan Gesson, again, he's keeping the shirt as well. I think he's really helping Matty Cash defensively as well. Wasn't his best performance last night. And Ollie Watkins led the line again, of course. No goal for him, but a decent performance from him. Would like to have seen a bit more, but at least he got his goal on Sunday to kickstart his season. And Kamara just, wow. I mean, world class for me. World class player, Boubacar Kamara, absolutely phenomenal. Sorry, I don't know if I've said that right. An absolutely fantastic world class footballer for me. I'm surprised more sides aren't looking at him. I'm just over the moon that he signed that new contract in the summer, because he's a player I want to see play at Villa Park for a long, long time. But let's get into it then. Let's try and go in chronological order. I've kind of gone into some sort of player ratings there, but we'll talk about the first half where, listen, Villa were probably fortunate to not have conceded a goal in that first half, weren't we? I think it was always going to be a tough start to the game with the atmosphere behind Feyenoord. The fans were well up for it, well behind them. You know, obviously, it's always a big occasion when these sides play a Premier League team. They want to get one over us, but Villa dug in, they hung in there well. And listen, Feyenoord were lucky not to get down to 10 men. The former Sheffield United defender, Ahmed Hodzic, I don't know how to pronounce that either. I'm not doing very well today with the pronunciations of just words in general. But he should have seen red. I mean, Watkins was through on goal. Whether you think Watkins would have scored or not, it was a clear goal scoring opportunity. He was the last man. It's a red card every day of the week, isn't it, really? It's strange to see the referee go over to the monitor. He looked at it about 25 times, what it seemed like, and stuck with his decision. And it's very rare we see that nowadays. Referees stick with their decision. If they're sent to the monitor, they almost always overturn it. I was like, okay, that's a red card then. Great. But it wasn't to be. He stuck with his decision, probably just trying to make a mark of himself, trying to stamp his authority maybe. The referee, who was pretty atrocious all night, wasn't he? And these UEFA refs, God, you just don't know what they're going to do next, do you? You just do not know. They're absolutely bonkers, these UEFA refs. Obviously, they're from all different countries. They're refereeing all different leagues, so you almost get every game refereed differently. The Premier League refs are bad enough themselves, but these UEFA ones, wow, sometimes they make them look half decent. Because Villa were fortunate as well, let's be honest. Villa were very fortunate to not have conceded a goal. That header and that almost Orjan Nyland-esque save from behind the line from Marco Bizot, who actually did well just to get to it, really. But it was obviously over the line. That wasn't why it wasn't given. It was because of a foul on Matty Cash. Foul. Didn't look like a foul, guys. I thought that looked very soft. And if that was the other way around, I would have been very disappointed, to say the least, if that goal would have been disallowed for us. But listen, we'll take it. It was definitely more of a foul on John McGinn at the weekend when we played Fulham. That Fulham's goal from the corner, John McGinn was definitely wrestled down harder than Matty Cash was. And there was not really any complaints from the Villa players as well, which kind of said a lot. But listen, we'll take it. Swings and roundabouts. So I think that evened itself out in the first half, and Villa got in there. Got in their level at 0-0. So I think once the second half begun, I grew a feeling. I remember sending a message to my dad saying, like, we're going to nick this game. I think we're going to nick it 1-0. I'm not going to say I thought we would win 2-0. I thought we were going to nick this 1-0. Could just see that kind of European pedigree that we've got now, that European experience of Aston Villa. I mean, I don't know if any of you have seen that stat. Only PSG, Bayern and Real Madrid have won more games in Europe over the last 2 and a bit seasons now, which is incredible, really. I mean, Villa are almost carrying the UEFA coefficient now, aren't we? Won a lot of games in Europe, and I think we suit playing in Europe. I think our style suits Europe. Obviously, our manager suits Europe, and the Villa have gained experience. I mean, the time's just fled, hasn't it? Like, it doesn't seem 2 minutes since we were all excited just to be in Europe again. We was back in got in the Conference League, but now we're 3 seasons in, and we're looking like an established European outfit now, and you know, you can really see why Villa are favourites to go and win this competition. Obviously, the start to the season has been rough. We all know we're a quality side. We saw it last season and in the Champions League. But if Villa continue like that, particularly away from home, there's going to be no stopping us, and we'll breeze through the rest of this league stage, I'm sure. But yeah, I just had the feeling that we were starting to break forward, starting to counter. And the quality was starting to shine through, and then it took into the 61st minute where Emi Buendia's bit of magic, just beautiful finish into that bottom corner, curled it past the goalkeeper. That bit of magic that Villa did need to take the lead, and it was there. And he's oozing with confidence, isn't he now? We see that leap celebration where he just hangs in the air. I love to see that. I'm just over the moon for Emi Buendia. He was written off by a lot of Villa fans. He was written off by a lot of Villa fans without actually having kicked a ball as well. I mean, before he got the injury, he was playing pretty well. It was a pretty important part to Unai Emery's side. Then he got the injury, and then everyone kind of just assumed we'd move past him, which is fair enough. I can understand why. And then obviously Villa tried to move him on 2 or 3 occasions. He went on loan to Bayer Leverkusen, scored a couple of goals there, but manager change meant he come back. And you know, you can tell how much he wants to be at Aston Villa and how much he wants to make it work. And he's doing one hell of a job at the moment of resurrecting his Villa career. And I'm over the moon to see him do so. And I really hope it continues, because when he's confident, when it's clicking for him, he's a quality player. And it's almost like a new signing, isn't it? And I was delighted to see him score yesterday. And he's keeping the shirt. He's keeping Harvey Elliott out the side, isn't he, at the minute? And yeah, from there I felt, honestly, guys, I sat back in this sofa and I was quite comfortable. I thought we're going to win this. I thought we're going to win it. It was almost like watching Villa at the back end of last season, where we would just see games out, and I felt quite confident in the defence. And yeah, Feyenoord had chances. I think 1 or 2 drifted wide, a couple of offsides in there as well. But I just felt confident that Villa were going to go and win that game, especially after that first goal. The quality, that European kind of style that we've got just to kind of dig a game out. I really like that trait in Villa, and I felt like we'd kind of lost it at the start of the season, but it's really starting to come back. And then, of course, John McGinn does what John McGinn does, and he scores goals, doesn't he? That's 3 and 3. The guy can't stop. He can't be stopped at the minute. He was always going to get his customary goal, wasn't he? And yeah, real captain's couple of weeks from him. I mean, he dragged Villa through his last few weeks. Villa were in the trenches just over a week ago, and his captain's performances have really pulled Villa through. And what I'm going to say, what a legend of the club. He's a modern day legend, John McGinn. I absolutely adore the bloke, and every time we see that goggle celebration, I just love him. I absolutely love him. I'm not really one to get names on my shirts. I'm definitely a club shop man, as you can see, but I don't tend to get the names on the shirts. But I think I'm gonna have to get a McGinn shirt at some point, because I just absolutely love the bloke. He's my favourite Villa player of all time, and yeah, what a player. I've been there since the Championship days to now, Champions League, Europa League. Just love the bloke, and I'd love nothing more than to see him lift this Europa League for Aston Villa come May. I mean, that would just be the best thing ever, wouldn't it? So fingers crossed we get that. We'll hope that comes true. But if more performances like that from Villa, and anything's possible. But yeah, I was really enthused with that performance. Yeah, we saw the subs come on at the end. Obviously, Lindelof in midfield again. Did he come on in midfield? I can't particularly remember, guys. He came on towards the end. I don't know whether he was played in defence. Again, just a late cameo for him. I thought he might get a bit more time yesterday, but it was an important game for Villa to win yesterday, because it really kind of sets us up for the rest of this league phase now, and we should breeze through the rest of it. I think that was our hardest game. Marlon, we've got to talk about Marlon for that McGinn goal. That's why I was looking at the subs. He did brilliant for that Matt McGinn goal, that drive forward. That's exactly what we want to see from Daniel Marlon. It was almost Morgan Rogers of last season, like just driving forward, just kind of getting through people. And the deflection took it to McGinn. Might have been a bit lucky, but I think Daniel Marlon deserved that bit of luck, and it was a fantastic run from him. I'm really happy to see him have an involvement in that goal. Bogard, come on, looked pretty good as well. I mean, he's a great option to have. People are saying he's better than Onana. Wouldn't go that far yet, but there's definitely a lot of potential in Lamar Bogard. He's got a very kind of laid-back, languished, I don't mean this in a bad way, style, hasn't he? He's a very casual footballer, which is good to see. And you can see the quality he's got, and Unai Emery seems to really like him, doesn't he? So, it's good to see Lamar Bogard getting plenty of game time, and Villa being in the Europa League will definitely benefit him for that game time as well. So yeah, Harvey Elliott come on too. Didn't really have much time to make an impact, but he's going to find it hard to get into this team at the minute with Demi Buendia playing the way he is. Obviously Morgan Rogers still isn't at his best, but he's going to keep the shirt no matter what. And Evan Gesson, I think Unai Emery just again it was another clunky-ish performance from Evan Gesson, wasn't it? We've got to be honest, but I think Unai Emery just likes that. I think a lot of people will have said it, that kind of solid right winger. He knows his role. I think he's helping Matty Cash no end. I think Matty Cash's game has gone levels up because of Evan Gesson. So I think he's going to be a mainstay. We saw him hit the post yesterday. I think he's getting close to getting that goal, getting that assist that will just fire him off and just get him going. And hopefully that comes soon. But we're seeing those again. We always say it. I must have said it every time I've done these videos. He's raw. Yeah, he is raw. But I can see the attributes that the Villa, Emery or Monchi, whoever it was that sanctioned that deal, seeing him, and I think he will become a good player for Villa, and I do think he's already playing an important part, especially defensively, and helping Matty Cash no end. Ollie Watkins wasn't really his night. He is off the mark in the Premier League at least, so hopefully another goal for him on Sunday, and we'll have to talk about Sunday then. So Burnley up next. Everyone's going to look at this and think, banker, 3 points, Villa win, bang, no problem. And I hope so, and I think that too, but for some reason, guys, I feeling it's going to be a tougher game than Fulham was. I do. Fulham, for some reason, just seem to just wet the bed whenever they come to Villa Park. It's weird. They just come and anytime we actually play them, they just don't turn up. I don't know what it is, but they had the chance. They had the game by the scruff of the neck when they got that early goal. Villa were all over the shop, but they just didn't seize the opportunity, and Villa got back into it, and then they did nothing from there. So I actually have a feeling this might be a tougher game. You get the feeling Burnley are going to sit in and be tough to break down. They took Liverpool all the way, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago? Liverpool got that lucky penalty at the end. So they're showing they can dig in. I think the promoted sides this year are looking like stronger outfits than the previous seasons. Obviously, they're sat in 18th at the moment still, on 4 points, just a couple behind us. They've won 1, drawn 1, lost 4, conceded 13 goals, scored 6. So Villa, on the other hand, sat in 16th now, dizzy heights of 16th, 6 points. It's been a bit of a strange start to this Premier League season. It's a bit all over the shop of the table at the minute, isn't it? Obviously, you can't read too much into the table at the moment. I only read too much into the table if we're sat near the top at this stage of the season. I'm not interested otherwise. But yeah, Villa do need to win this game, and if we can, I think we were all saying just over a week ago before that Bologna game, we were all like, look, Villa need to go and win 3 of these next 4 games, and that was Bologna, Fulham, and Burnley, and then Feyenoord away. I think we all looked at that and thought, well, a point there probably wouldn't be too bad, but we've won that game now, so I'd fully expect us to go and beat Burnley on Sunday, and we do have to win that game. We really do have to win that game. That would take us to 9 points, and then that would make the table look even prettier. So Villa, they do have to go and get 3 points, and I think we will. I think we will at home. I think that good feel factor is back at Villa. Fans will be up for it, be behind the team. There won't be that kind of nervousness again. We've relieved a bit of pressure over the last couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, like I say, we've won 3 on the trot, and hopefully set to make that 4. But I won't be taking Burnley for mugs, and I don't think Unai Emery or the Villa squad will be. Look, sometimes we have struggled against these lower sides. Ipswich last year came to Villa Park, got a point. We drew with them at Portman Road as well. So we need to make sure there's no repeat of that and Villa go and get the job done. But Scotty Parker's Burnley, isn't it? How have they got on in recent games? Well, they got smashed by Man City 5-1. You know, Man City away, that can happen. Drew to Forest. Forest look awful at the moment. They lost in the Europa League last night, didn't they, to a no-mark side. So it doesn't look like it's going to last very long for Ange Postecoglou over in Nottingham, does it? Lost to Cardiff in the Cup, lost to Liverpool. So they're in a terrible reign of form at the minute, Burnley. And Villa, they do have to go and get 3 points. Anything less than 3 points would be wouldn't be good enough, guys, would it? We need to go and get that go and get those 3 points. And that'll really set us on our way after the international break, won't it? Because coming up, like I've said on previous of these videos, Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool to come in the league. So obviously very tough games. Games, especially now Villa are finding their feet. Games I would back Villa to get back to form, definitely. And, there was a lot of hysteria around Villa, a lot of media hype around how bad Villa were. Will they be involved in a relegation battle? Well, that's definitely shut people up over the last week or so. The goals are starting to flow again as well. And the world feels a better place again, doesn't it? I've got an extra spring in my step, that's for sure. Waking up this morning in particular, it was a very, very, very satisfying victory last night, and the best of Villa's season so far, I've got to say. But we've got to continue this now, get 3 points against Burnley on Sunday, and then our season is really, really looking to kick on, and all of a sudden anything's possible again. So funny football, it's a week is a long time in football. So yeah, let's hope it continues. But as always, guys, let me know in the comments, what did you think of last night? Was you really pleased to see Villa pick up those 3 points at a difficult place to go in the Europa League? Did you go? If you did, let me know what it was like. What was the experience like? If you're going on Sunday as well, of course, always let me know. If you see me at Villa Park, come and give me a hello. I always love speaking to you Villa fans. I see people anywhere, just in town, or just around Villa Park, in all sorts of places, bloody Tesco's, Morrison's. It's great when people come and speak about the Villa. I absolutely love it. So the reason I do this for. So really appreciate that, guys. But yeah, as always, we'll end it with a big up the Villa.